Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We've got loads to go over today as we've got a brand new strategic opportunity bringing us the incendiary Gatling Barrage, and it appears that it's stacking with the 120 EMS. We've got to take a look into what it is that's happening with that, as well as an array of random gifts that they're giving us at the moment, and we've also got to talk about some interesting Helldivers conversations. The talks of new vehicles coming into the game, and a propaganda commander that's now finally been unbanned from his prisoning. We've got loads to talk about today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your video games cheaper for PC and console with the best deals, offers, promotions, and discounts, all running up to 70% off for old and new games alike. And not only that, but we've also got to take a look into a giveaway for super credits. If you want to get involved with that one, it's very, very simple. Head down into the comment section and put in a fire emoji because this incendiary barrage is actually doing bits. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now inside our Helldivers 2. So starting off, we received a brand new strategic opportunity coming in from Super Earth High Command, and this one brought in a very, very interesting one. As we can see via the Helldivers companion app right here, it states, as the Festival of Reckoning moves into its second phase with the official theme of gratitude, as citizens gather to list the gifts of the Federation, freedom managed choices, security. It is with this spirit of gratitude that High Command authorizes the second modified stratagem for experimental testing, the incendiary Gatling Barrage, available on Heath, Marfark, and Stockholm. As before, the Helldivers are encouraged to celebrate the ongoing festival with unprejudiced enthusiasm by reaching the targeted kill count on any of the chosen planets. Now, a cool little piece to put into there is that it's actually stackable with the 120 EMS Barrage, so meaning that you can actually take in both of those. Both of the experimental stratagems are now available, and hopefully we'll receive some more going in towards the end of the year, and we should hopefully have all three then available for us to utilize. We'll see exactly how that one plays out because, well, we've got this right here as our strategic opportunity. As you can see on screen, we have got the new minor order to be able to do 200 million automatons on Marfark, a quarter of a billion illuminate on Stockholm, and 600 million terminates on Heath. Overall, a lot of numbers to be able to make up, and we obviously only have 5 days to do so. So, all Helldivers to Hellpods, we need to get on in there and get to those 3 planets and utilize them as you wish. Now, there is obviously going to be some more things that are going to be taking their way into the midst. We only know that because of the way that they've been over the last few days. These weren't substantial enough for me to actually do videos on them, but you will have noticed that you would have had the opportunity to utilize the heavy machine gun and the orbital laser over the last few days. Now, the only thing that I didn't particularly like about it is that it's more unlock gifts. So if you don't own these items, they will unlock them for you and then you can utilize them. I would have much preferred it if they just made it actually like available for the whole Helldivers wide and have it as an extra stratagem to use on side, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. They've just sort of like unlocked them. It seems like a bit of a weird gift to me, but nonetheless, you guys obviously have had access to those for the last few days, meaning that you maybe have bought a brand new war bond if you enjoyed the things that you had used. Not really a great way of working it for me personally, but that's just my 2 cents. Let me know if you guys have already got them both unlocked and whether you actually benefited from this free gift via the comment section below. In other news, we have got to talk about something that has been pretty much under the radar now for quite some time, and a lot of things have been happening in the background, although it was kind of like forgotten about publicly for quite a while. But yes, we're going to talk about Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear, who is now finally unbanned from the propaganda commanders after putting everything that he wished to change out there, and obviously having the conversations needed with the relevant parties of Arrowhead and Streamers Connected, who are the third-party company. Now, we have actually officially got him back in, so it's really nice to have my brother-in-arms back in the grouping, and hopefully they can roll into 2026 with some really good stuff for the game and give him some incredible content to be able to work on. Welcome back, Buzz, from everyone here on the Cloud Plays channel. And next up, we've got to talk about the game overall, as the most recent conversation with Nicholas Manberg has caused for a very interesting turn of events for the game, as we're now hitting low lows yet again. Now, I obviously know that this game is of an event-based styling, where, yes, a live service modeling of new updates will bring in new players, and then they dwindle off into other games. But we are now in a really bad and tough spot, because we are in the Christmas period, and it appears that everybody from Arrowhead Game Studios or at least majority of, we know full well Mitchimus isn't away on holiday just yet, but majority of Arrowhead Game Studios are now on holiday for their Christmas break, meaning that what we've got now is what we've got now until January. So it'll be really, really interesting to see what happens to the game, as we're now hitting lows of 17,000 total players and peaks of 35,000 on Steam alone, meaning that we are not really hitting a massive amount, as the overall active Helldivers listing with 17,000 PC users right now is only at 25,000. So yeah, I don't know if there's many console players really even playing this at all. Nonetheless, though, some things that may well bring the game back is the vehicles conversation at the moment, where Nicholas Manberg actually spoke about a lot of things via the democratic conversation, none of which were really relevant, or at least in a positive manner, we do say. But there was one conversation that every article company in the internet is running with at the moment, and it's with new vehicles. As you actually stated inside of this article, they're not saying we necessarily will bring back all of the vehicles from the previous game, but it would be fun to bring back some of them and extend how much you can do with vehicles and all the nooks and crannies of it. Like, you can reload stuff, you can repair stuff, not guaranteeing that you'll be able to, because they kind of work like a temporary buff, but we are definitely experimenting with it a bit. Now, obviously, they're stating that it acts as a temporary buff, so I can't actually imagine that ever coming into the game, because they don't actually seem to buff anything. But it's just kind of one of those situations where I think that the vehicles right now would be very, very intriguing to utilize. And what is it that we could end up seeing? Well, they actually had a vehicles pack in Helldivers 1, and I would recommend that they did something similar for Helldivers 2. As you can see right here, we've got the Bastion, we've got the motorbike, and the mech. Now, we've already got the mech inside of the game. We are yet to receive that bloody motorbike, and I would love to have it with the little side cart. If you could bring that in Helldivers, that would be absolutely incredible. But the Bastion tank has also been something a lot of people have been speaking about and hoping for inside of the game. If you could input one vehicle into the game, what would it be? Let me know via the comments. And moving on from that, we've also got to take a look at your top comments, as you guys had a lot to go over with regards to new content not being exactly what you think it is. And I actually did a bit of a negative video, if I'm completely honest, about the outcome of Helldivers 2 and where it seems to be going in the future. It was a really disappointing one, but you had a lot to say about it, and a lot of you actually agreed with me, which I was very, very surprised about. I was expecting a lot of hate on that video, so thank you so much for being so kind and essentially backing up what I was saying. This first one right here, coming from Kronos, states, so we can have an armored passive that's quite literally plot armor, but giving us a motivational boost or small boost of adrenaline from our most sacred flag is somehow considered magic. They created this game's universe. They know just how motivated the Helldivers are when it comes to Super Earth. It really baffles me. I have no idea why they run it that way, but it's just something that they have been running for quite some time. I don't understand the reasoning for it, and hopefully they go back on their opinion for these sorts of things, but if I know Arrowhead, and my lord I do, I can't imagine them going back on it any time soon. This next one coming from K-Jord states right here, instead of showing a weird visual effect with the flag, they can keep the realism with the flag. It won't show any visuals, but instead you will feel the difference by giving buffs such as more stamina and faster reload speed. There was definitely more ways of working it, 110%. There was definitely more ways of working it than having a physical aura actually popping up and doing it that way. I don't really understand what the problem with it was, but they don't actually want to do that. It's a shame, and hopefully they learn from it, but nonetheless, I can't keep talking about the same thing because they don't listen, so yeah. Anyway, moving on, this last one right here from Maruindle states, I left a long comment under the video basically saying everything that you said here and trying my best not to swear and stay polite. Can't wait for Arrowhead to completely ignore it. Now, this is obviously a renown factor that a lot of people do know, that a lot of the real criticisms towards the game, they don't actually really listen to them, or at least if they do listen to them, they don't actually respond back to it. So I'm hoping that they learn some more changes to their game and learn what it is that the players are actually wanting over this time period, because it's definitely been a difficult time for a lot of players, but hopefully it's something that they adapt to. Although in all honesty, I won't hold my breath. Nonetheless, unfortunately, that's all we got time for today. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you hit that beautiful like button. It helps me out a lot. Slap that hype button if you guys are on mobile, and make sure you subscribe and post notifications turned on. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate all of your faces, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.